Whether you're a wheel-to-wheel racer, compete in time trials, or you're just looking to win every track night you sign up for, a set of DOT radials is a critical part of your track setup. These Racetrack and Autocross Only tires are the fastest option on the market aside from true racing slicks. And for years, Hoosier Racing Tire has been the leader in the category. But Yokohama recently introduced the ADVAN A055, and it's aimed squarely at the Hoosier R7. So we knew we had to compare both tires at our favorite road course. And as an added bonus, we ran one of the fastest streetable track tires on the market at the same time. Since the Hoosier and the Yokohama are not intended to be driven on public roads, we wanted to find out how much time you might be leaving on the table if you chose a tire that can also get you to and from the track. To get the most out of our testing and also ensure our BRZs were ready for use on the track, we made some minor modifications in the days leading up to our test. We added white line adjustable camber bolts and gave all our cars identical alignments with 2 degrees of negative camber at the front wheels. The added negative camber would help use more of the tire's contact patch through turns, enhancing traction and also improving wear. Front and rear TR Select brake kits with Hawk DTC60 pads and Centric 120 series rotors were also installed and properly bedded in to make sure we could confidently slow our cars without any fade that would interfere with our results. Once those important items were addressed, we were ready to hit the track. The first thing our drivers noticed about the Hoosier R7 was how immediately the steering responded to inputs. The front-end authority was a step above any street tire we've tested, changing trajectory almost instantly. While the quickness was appreciated, there wasn't any real feel, making it a clinical, almost business-like experience. Even so, any lack of emotion was quickly forgiven when our drivers learned how much speed could be carried through turns. Once the outside tires were loaded, the grip was fantastic, allowing for noticeably earlier throttle application mid-corner. The R7 didn't feel particularly light on its feet, but it would rotate under power, so our drivers could quickly get the nose pointed and back to 100% throttle. The additional mid-corner speed led to higher top speeds, which the R7 had no problem scrubbing off in the braking zones, and it set the fastest laps of the day by a little under half a second. The steering of the Yokohama ADVAN A055 wasn't as abruptly immediate as the Hoosier, but it was still very quick. And in addition to the quickness, it also delivered an incredibly satisfying amount of feedback and feel as it built effort with every millimeter of input. Even though the ultimate traction couldn't quite match the Hoosier, the ADVAN A055 felt more athletic and willing to dance. It would rotate more easily, but always in a useful, controllable way, so there was more movement but never any wasted motion. It was all helpful in reducing lap times. As far as subjective impressions are concerned, our drivers liked driving the ADVAN A055 more, but we know in this category, lap time is typically the #1 consideration. As promised, we also threw a streetable track and competition tire into the mix, the Goodyear Eagle F1 Supercar 3R. It's not quite as track-focused as the Hoosier and the Yokohama, but it does have the added benefit of being able to be driven to and from the track. Its average lap time was 1 minute 46.05 seconds, so a second off the pace of the Yokohama and about a second and a half away from the Hoosier. Considering both the Hoosier R7 and the Yokohama ADVAN A055 reach for the same goal, they have surprisingly different personalities. The Yokohama is our team's subjective favorite thanks to impressive steering feel and athleticism combined with excellent traction. But in the world of track tires, where every fraction of a second counts, the Hoosier R7 ultimately leads the test, thanks to higher outright grip that results in a 4/10 of a second advantage per lap.